guys. It's Brian from NuTech Cleaning Systems, and we're here for number 7 of our video series, which is to help you build your business one block at a time. As you guys know, we went through planning, we went through setting goals, marketing, sales, and we started to discuss staffing. We are going to get into staffing further. We wanted to do number 6 was about staffing, but we want to keep hiring employees in a separate video just for time purposes. We're going to be covering that shortly. Today we're going to be talking about management and staff meetings. Now, a lot of this may sound like a lot of hubbub, especially if you're a really small business. It might sound like it's not important, or you don't have time, or you're already so busy, whatever. I will even tell you, in my early 20s, I think I used to have that mentality possibly. So here's what I'm going to tell you. The story I want to share with you is about a fantastic vendor. We have 200 and some vendors that we deal with around the world. And one of the vendors, I know this is probably going back, 15, 18 years ago, probably. I got a little frustrated with one of my vendors. I love them to death. To this day, I still love them to death. But I got a little frustrated with them because I had received some calls over the weekend. They were really important. They were about some really good sales. And I called the manufacturer. I'm like, hey, I could not get through to them on Monday morning. It was really hard to get through to them first thing in the morning. And I remember this individual calling me back later that day. It wasn't much later, a couple hours later. And I said, I'm really frustrated. You guys are so awesome and you're great. And I just can't figure out every Monday morning, I just can't get a hold of you. It seems like you guys are always in a meeting. Your receptionist always says, he's in a meeting. And one of the things he said is, Brian, I'm going to tell you something that I think will help your business a ton. He said, every Monday morning without exception, 52 weeks out of the year, we have a management meeting, okay? He said, what we basically do is we just basically talk to our managers, and the ones that aren't in-house, we do Skype or whatever they were doing at the time, and we get us all together and we all just have a chat. We basically say, this is what's happening in this division of our business, this is what's happening here, and this is what's happening here. And we basically all get on the same page just over a cup of coffee. It's not real formal, it's very casual, but we talk about what's happening in our business, and we share ideas on how we can solve these different little issues that are going on, because every business has some issues each week that are happening, and you're overcoming things. And they said, then we move forward through the rest of our week, and we feel good. We feel like a team. Our culture is strong. We all have a direction that we're heading, and the results are just so positive that, years later, Brian, we actually do these almost every morning, like 5 days a week. Fridays are the only days they don't do them. So I was kind of caught off guard, and I remember him saying, Brian, you don't have to do these 4 and 5 days a week. Why don't you just start with one meeting a week on Monday mornings? Purposely don't schedule anything. Just sit down with your people, have a cup of coffee, ask them about their weekend, and just start talking about what's going on with your business, and you will be shocked at what kind of things you hear about that as an owner or as a manager. Oh, this worker didn't even tell you about this had happened, or wait, they'll say something, you'll say, wait a minute, I didn't hear about that, what's that about? And pretty soon you start putting these pieces together, you guys are all problem solving, and it's just casual over a cup of coffee. It's fantastic. I will tell you, when we first started doing that, it was a struggle in the beginning. We did it this week. We said we're going to do it every week, and then we got busy, just like everyone else. We talked about this. Sometimes you get busy and you don't do things, and then we started getting into a habit. Today, here we are, 25 years in business. We have meetings every single day. Now, some of them might even be just by phone call, because one person is at one of our other locations, maybe one person's on the road. Sometimes it's someone coming in my office saying, hey, we need to, Jamie may come in and say, hey, we got to talk about accounts receivable. I've got so-and-so who's not paying. And maybe our marketing person says, hey, I've got this marketing plan I want to put together. Will you just approve it? It could be, and I want to know what it's about. I want to know what they're doing. But I give them the freedom to go make us great. I don't micromanage, which is an upcoming video we're going to do. I let them do what makes us great, and then I just approve, or we tweak, or we talk, or I maybe give them my experience and wisdom ideas just because I've been doing it for so long. And together, not alone, all of us together in a team, we just build a better culture of ourselves in our meetings. And everyone knows that meetings are they can be with each other at this point. Like sometimes I'm not even in them. I don't even know they happen. Sometimes our marketing person will get together with our salespeople and say, hey, here's some changes that these manufacturers laid down. I just got the emails. You guys should be aware of all these things so that the details of our retail are better because our people are informed. It's about creating a better communication bubble within our business. So these meetings can be very extravagant, but they don't need to be. In fact, I quite frankly, I actually like the very casualness of meetings where people can speak freely, share their opinions. Doesn't mean we're always going to do what an employee says or thinks might be a good idea, but I don't care if an employee gives us 10 good ideas and we only use one, it's worth it all day long. So management and staff meetings. Sometimes some of the people will say, hey, we're having a problem with so-and-so. It might be a problem I never see. I never hear about it. I never see it myself, but it's happening in the business and I'm now aware of it and we can deal with it. We can go back to coaching that employee or helping that employee, developing that employee. So all these things start coming together as we build these management meetings. We can talk about where are we at in our sales goal this month. You know, we set goals for the year for 2018 that we talked about in the first couple of videos. We could say, where are we in those goals? Oh, we're really close to hitting them. So let's start resetting the goals for later, making them bigger, making them better, all those things. So these are where these meetings come into play and they can really build some good fiber into the culture of your business. Now, some of you are going to say, wait a minute, I'm an owner-operator. I'm it. There is no staff. There is no people. So this doesn't apply to me at all. I strongly disagree. Strongly disagree. If you are sitting home alone on a weekend, on a Monday, Wednesday night, doesn't matter when it is. If you are an owner-operator and you're not setting goals for yourself, you're just coasting. You basically bought a job. You know, you have some equipment. Maybe you're a carpenter. Maybe you're this, maybe that. You have a job. You don't have a business. You might operate like a business, but not really. If you are a single owner-operator, you can absolutely sit down with a pad and paper and say, these are the things I didn't like in 2017 that I'd like to make better in 2018 for myself. I don't want to grow. Maybe you don't want to grow. Maybe you don't want employees. Maybe you don't want the headache. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But you can still have these meetings with yourself saying, this is where I'm at. This is where I'd like to go. How am I getting there? And then you go back into these planning and marketing and thought processes. I always tell guys, and I learned this from my dad for sure, it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. So if you're an owner-operator that has one truck, and let's say you're doing 250 grand a year, and that's what you're doing, you can make 200 grand or 225 grand next year and actually make more money for yourself. And people go, yes, if you're shopping the right way, if you're getting your insurance the right way, if you're decreasing overhead and increasing sales, or changing your percentages. I can't even tell you how many people don't even know what their percentages are. So know your numbers, that's the term, know your numbers. If you're an individual operator and you have this meeting, you're gonna start learning your numbers. You're gonna start setting your goals for yourself. The goal is to hit 250 again, or maybe more, but to increase your margin through lowering your overhead and increasing your margin. Maybe you're just gonna take on better jobs and just let the bad jobs that you don't make that much money on walk away. So you might only do 225 the next year, but your bank's got way more money in it because you got rid of the junk jobs and you just kept the cherry jobs, the good ones that actually make you money. So these meetings are important, whether you're large, small, medium, anywhere in between. These staff and maintenance management meetings will help you grow your business a ton. So I'm gonna end this there. The next video we're gonna do is we're still gonna kind of build on this. We're gonna talk about hiring employees, which is part of the staffing, which goes back to your culture of driving sales. We're gonna talk about how to hire the right employees and the challenges that are set forth in doing that and keeping good people. So that's where we're gonna go next. Thanks for watching. 800-435-5868. That is our nationwide 800 number. If you have any questions about marketing, building your sales, any questions related to any of these videos that we're doing, we are here to help you build your business. That's what this is about. Thanks for watching.